Muhammad was born in Mecca in the year 570, into the Banu Hashim clan of the Quraysh tribe. Growing up, he was known for his honesty and integrity, and as a young man he worked as a merchant. At the age of 25, he married Khadija, a wealthy merchant and widow, and they lived a happy life together until her death many years later. It was not until he was 40 years old that Muhammad received his first revelation from God through the angel Gabriel. These revelations continued throughout the rest of his life and were later recorded in the Holy Book of Islam, the Quran. The revelations called for a return to the worship of the one true God, and for the rejection of the idol worship that was widespread in Arabia at the time. Muhammad began preaching the message of Islam to those around him, including his family and close friends, and gradually gained a following. However, the leaders of Mecca, who saw the growing influence of Islam as a threat to their own power and wealth, began to persecute and harass the early Muslims. Despite this opposition, the message of Islam continued to spread, and many people were drawn to the message of unity and submission to God. In 622, Muhammad and his followers were forced to flee Mecca and migrate to Medina in an event known as the Hijra. This marked the beginning of a new era in the history of Islam, as the Muslims in Medina established a political and religious community based on the principles of the Quran. Over the next several years, the Muslims in Medina faced several military battles and treaties with the Meccans and other tribes, but through it all, the community continued to grow and prosper. Finally, in 630, Muhammad and his followers were able to conquer Mecca and establish Islam as the dominant religion in Arabia. Over the next few years, the message of Islam continued to spread, and by the time of Muhammad's death in 632, much of Arabia had embraced the religion. Throughout his life, Muhammad received revelations and spread the message of Islam, which grew into a major world religion. He is considered by Muslims to be the final prophet of God and an example for all humanity to follow. The teachings and principles of Islam, as recorded in the Quran and the examples set by Muhammad, continue to guide and influence millions of Muslims around the world to this day.